What up, people? This is your boy Crypto Salvo here, and today we'll be talking about Telcoin. That's right, today we'll be talking about Telcoin Network that is disrupting the remittance industry via the telecoms and how convenient it is to send remittances through the mobile app they have come about that is available in the iOS App Store and Google Play. I have personally downloaded their Telcoin app that is firstly is mobile convenient, secondly it's most affordable and it's powerful and a secure network. In fact, its UI, the user interface, I tried using it and it was so simple and easy, minimalistic. I love using the Telcoin app. And as their catchphrase goes, send money smarter. That's their tagline, send money smarter. And in fact, that's how the name SMS Network came about, right? So what is the meaning of SMS Network, even in the Telcoin space, is send money smarter, instant low cost money transfer powered by the blockchain. So this is the dashboard, this is the UI, the user interface for the Telcoin app. They have mentioned send money globally, like if it is so easy, if you have a relative or if you have someone overseas and you want to send them money urgently or immediately, you can use Telcoin and its app to send money to wherever they are. So it is a solid model for telecom adoption, as we see in various countries. There are many telecoms out there: AT&T, Verizon, StarHub, Singtel, M1, Circles Life, etc., etc. So these telecom operators are issued TEL based on their transaction volume and integration maturity, that they ensure the most efficient delivery of an affordable remittance service to the subscribers of the telecom operators, right? So there's incentivized adoption and flexible telecom API. And also the Telcoin partners, we have very interesting partners like QuickSwap, Balancer, Uniswap, KuCoin. We have various affiliated partners, Gcash, GSMA, huge people in the payment industry, right, in the remittance industry. So it is very interesting to see how Telcoin is developing, and disrupting the remittance industry with such a convenient way to send remittances, right? So next we'll be talking about TELX, the TELX network, and also the AMMs, the liquidity pools in QuickSwap that just was released and came about, and also the road ahead for Telcoin, and also the price for Telcoin and its charts. And also one thing to point out, which is very important when it comes to Telcoin and Telcoin Private Limited, the Telcoin team were the people responsible for the legislature that came about in Nebraska that was signed into law. Right, as we see here, Telcoin drafted crypto banking legislation signed into law in Nebraska, where Senator Mike Flood and the Telcoin team spearheaded the bill, which will make Nebraska a national fintech powerhouse. Thank you to Telcoin team to widening crypto adoption, to coming up with this Nebraska legislature, the bill. It's really amazing to see how a blockchain fintech firm coming up with legislation that would help many more cryptocurrency teams and companies out there to actually widen their adoption, in places like Nebraska through this law, right? So Telcoin is very serious about DeFi, decentralized finance, which takes us to the TELX network, the decentralized liquidity network of the Telcoin platform. Firstly, there are two types. One is the SMS network. The SMS network is, it provides liquidity to the SMS network and pay yourself when you send money to your loved ones via the Telcoin application, like I mentioned earlier. So that is the gist of the SMS network, which just like how you send an SMS, just like how you send a text message to someone, just like how you send an iMessage to someone, that is how it's gonna be like when you send TEL, or when you send money using the Telcoin application to your relatives, because that is what we are achieving for, that convenience, that easygoing, that minimalistic approach, how it's easy, to actually send money just like sending a text message. And then we have the TEL exchange, where we'll be looking at the TEL exchange, where we see if you want to participate, you can participate in the quick swap liquidity pools, where we will see later how the liquidity pools have to be more than 5 million for the Telcoin V3 to be officially released and go live, so that people can use it for staking. So currently we have most of the liquidity pools actually above 5 million US dollars actually, which is, that means the V3 is imminent. Telcoin V3.0 is imminent. So do you know what happens when Telcoin V3 releases? When Telcoin V3 releases, people are going to be staking, the price of Telcoin is going to rise. There is going to be price appreciation, I can guarantee that. I can definitely see that Telcoin rising in value and price once V3 goes live. And also, none of what I've said and written here, or said here, is financial advice. Please do your own research and evaluate your risk portfolio. I believe Telcoin has a bright future. Comment down what are your thoughts on Telcoin. And also, greetings to Telfam and the huge Telcoin community. You guys are amazing, you guys are warm, you guys are lovely, of how we come together and as a community, and look forward to Telcoin's bright future. Now, about TELx, let's look at about TELx. So we have how the TELx, the Telcoin team have basically written down specifically, what is Telcoin, what is the Telcoin platform, the TEL issuance, how do market participants use TEL, and also like how does TELx work, then the launch products, and how does SMS network work, how does TEL exchange work. So if you want to do your own research and take a look at Telcoin, do visit this website, because this is going to help you understand more about the TELx network and what is Telcoin truly doing, what is the utility of this token called TEL. That's the ticker for Telcoin, right? So what is their utility? So I'll just give a brief run through this. I won't be talking and reading word for word what's here. So, please do your own research. You can, like I mentioned, visit this website and check it out, right? So there's a welcome address, where TELx is a decentralized liquidity network. It offers intuitive and affordable financial services, where the user ownership of the network enables any mobile phone user in the world to capture incentives that would typically be awarded to legacy financial institutions. So what does that mean? TELx is giving the power back to the people, to the common people, to the users of the network, instead of VCs or financial institutions, legacy financial institutions. These people, they have the power, but DeFi is basically giving the power back to the common people, and they get incentivized for their work, they get incentivized. So the user ownership part is very much emphasized in TELx, right? Which is amazing, which is what I love, where we see how the common people, we see how the common people actually build their life. They get incentives through this. That is DeFi. to give back the power to people, not just the people who are living in glass houses, and but those people who are living in normal middle income or even low income families, where they can actually capture incentives by using the TELx network, right? So how does TELx work? So there are three phases on how TELx works. First phase one talks about the launch of the incentives through the staking portal, market selection, and product design by the Telcoin core developer of the Telcoin platform, by designing a user-owned product. And then we have phase two. Phase two is where the TELx miners create pools on AMMs and add self-custodial liquidity reserves to existing pools, where they stake their LP tokens, right? So because of this TELx miners and this TELx pools, there will be sufficient decentralization. This proves that Telcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency, that Telcoin Private Limited is not in control of this. We have TELx miners, so there's like I mentioned, there are 15 liquidity miners must be participating at one time, where for at least 14 days prior to being considered for integration. So these 15 liquidity miners actually bring about the very much emphasized decentralization into the TELx network. And also there's a minimum viable liquidity. The transaction cost, slippage must be negligible for average order size. Speed and affordability, gas costs must be negligible. Transactions speeds nearly instant. So in phase 3 we see that's where the Telcoin application goes live, and the users of this network, the platform, can benefit from additional product offerings in the Telcoin, where they can participate as TELx miners and capture trading fees from transaction volume, right? So these are the three phases, and the launch products for TELx launch is SMS Network, TEL Exchange, like I mentioned earlier, where their initial assets will be TEL, wrapped ETH, wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Matic, QuickSwap, and Aave. Their protocol is QuickSwap, yeah. So that is the launch products. And how does SMS Network work? Like, this is their main thing here. I love this idea of how you can send money just like how you send a text message. So we have a chart here that would help us understand here of how a USA customer sends Canadian money to recipient with bank balance, right? So this is basically talking about how the network works, as you can see here, and also the transaction flows of how it works. So we see how miner A deposits liquidity reserves in AMM and then stakes LPT in TELx staking contract B, and C is claim TELx liquidity mining incentives after vesting period. And users send the cashes USD into USDC using bank or card payment service, right? So this is basically talking about the miners, users, and the fees, and what is the function of it, right? And also we have another figure that talks about sending TEL, as a USA customer, right? So it gives basically an overview of how the SMS network works. All right. Now, how does TEL Exchange work? This TEL Exchange works, by how it's a user-owned decentralized utility token exchange that leverages AMMs, right? To enable users to capture trading fees during transaction volume for providing self-custodial liquidity. Yeah, so this gives an overview of TEL Exchange network, how it works, right? The TEL Exchange, how it works, and we see how the transaction flows here. The TEL USDC, these two pairs, the pairings, the TEL USDC pairing, and how it is sent to the TELx miners in SLPT. So it is interesting to see the overview of the TEL exchange, how it works. For those who are more geeky, you can take a look at this. For those who want to understand deeper about this TEL exchange, please do your own research. Like I mentioned, these charts, these mind maps, or rather say this overview of it, will definitely help you, right? Alright, coming to the TEL token on Telex, what is the utility of TEL? It is a reserve asset, it's a medium of exchange. Of course, SMS currency is a bridge currency, and of course, is user ownership emphasized, right? So, it's interesting to see this phrase here, bridge currency, because the only other thing out there that is called the official, the one and only bridge currency is XRP. And it's interesting to see how Telcoin, right, the TEL token is mentioned as bridge currency here. And of course, TEL will be used in the SMS network for liquidity and for TEL exchange as well, right? So this is a brief overview of Telcoin's TEL tokens utility, its different use cases of how it's a reserve asset, as a medium of exchange. So you can take a look at this, and also market participants and incentives overview. Okay, so basically this talks about liquidity providers, about the Telex miners, those people, those various participants, types of participants that are participating. So we have users, traders, liquidity providers, and Telex miners. These are the participants that are in the Telex market, right? The swap fees, what are the fees? Telex issuance, so this is a brief overview of the Telex market. And also when it comes to the ecosystem, we have Matic, Quick, like I mentioned, Wrap, BTC, Aave, DFX, Balance. DFX is a native governance token of DFX, right? We have not heard about DFX much, as much, according, at least in my knowledge, I've not heard of DFX much. But it's interesting to see these DFX TEL markets will enable active Telcoin users to purchase DFX and participate in protocol governance. It will also enable existing DFX users to swap for TEL and participate on Telcoin platform. That is interesting. So the stable coins for that are used for as launch assets are USDC, Canadian dollars, euros, and Singapore dollars, right? So this is the Telex protocol selection, launch protocols. We have Polygon, right? So we have Polygon Matic will help us with the gas fees, will bring down the gas fees for us, because this is essentially operating in the Ethereum network, right? Yeah, using Ethereum, but I believe the main chain is Polygon. Yeah, is mainly using Polygon. Yep. All right, what is the Telcoin platform? We see the platform architecture here, the V3, right? Marketplace layer, settlement layer. So there are three types of layer: interface layer, marketplace layer, and settlement layer, which is called Rivendell, where the Ethereum sidechain run by telecom networks, right? So the Ethereum sidechain, like Polygon, so it is an Ethereum sidechain, the Rivendell Ethereum sidechain run by telecom networks. It is powered by Polygon and Ethereum. And then we have the application layer, the application layer, the marketplace layer, settlement layer. It talks about what are these layers. So what is Telcoin? The TEL is a native utility of the user-owned decentralized Telcoin platform, like we spoke about it just now. And also this is important to note, because this also proves that Telcoin is not security, is not an ownership of Telcoin Private Limited, does not give you the rights to the shares of Telcoin to own the shares of Telcoin Private Limited. They have clarified it here clearly, and I believe that this would save much of regulation or what coming after them. So this has clearly stated that TEL is a decentralized utility token that does not come under any kind of security laws. Yeah, it's a currency, right? So yeah. So TEL issuance, it talks about the governance of Telcoin. It's much of the participants in the Telcoin platform. So it is really wordy here, definitely. But if you want to understand more about this, like I mentioned, do visit this website, check it out. The taxonomy of TEL, and who is Telcoin, right? Who is Telcoin? The team, who are the developers? You can check them out. And if you have any other questions about Telcoin, check out the frequently asked question section here, which should help you. What is decentralized finance? What is Polygon, QuickSwap? You can check this out, right? So I believe that I've given you the case to actually do your own research and look into Telcoin. This is not financial advice. Please evaluate your risk portfolio. I believe Telcoin is going to have a bright future ahead, and like how we see the roadmap here right now, July to September, Telcoin app v3.1 is to come out, right, and then we have 3 more receiving markets, and also their marketing campaigns have started, expanding initial marketing campaigns. So there is going to be a lot of marketing coming in for Telcoin, and as we see that the price is going to rise. Right now it is sitting at around roughly 0.018 cents, right? 0.0818 dollars. And if you see here, it's interesting. There was this huge breakout from the downside to here, and now I believe we can see an upside soon, as Telcoin follows Bitcoin. Remember, if you are holding Telcoin, you gotta root for Bitcoin to continue having upward momentum, because Telcoin is heavily tied with Bitcoin, right? So we will be seeing them moving together. As Bitcoin moves, we can see Telcoin moving, and I believe the long-term price prediction for TEL would be $1, of course. That's our main goal. Long term is going to be $1. Short term, I would say 20 cents. That is my price prediction for Telcoin. Comment down below what's your price prediction by the end of the year for Telcoin. I am bullish on Telcoin. I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen in the Telcoin space, right? Let's wait and see. I'm excited for that. With that being said, I'm out. See y'all later.